With that said, let's move on to the acting categories. We have 4 more to go. If we do this brief enough, maybe we'll get under that 3.5 hours. We shall see.
We have 23 minutes, 22 minutes actually.
So, best actress in a supporting role. Dave, what do you got?
All right. So I have Katie O'Brien from Love Lies Bleeding. I think not only a shocking surprise performance, but obviously I think one of the best of the year. She goes toe to toe with one of our best actresses in Kristen Stewart. And I believe every moment that is happening, even the body horror moments, which are shocking and amazing. God bless Rose Glass. Next is Felicity Jones from The Brutalist. There is, I don't want to ruin it because a lot of people haven't seen it, but there is a scene that reads as an Oscar moment and is also one of the best moments in the entire movie. And it really, really, really works. I've never been a big Felicity Jones fan. She really impressed me here. I thought she was really great.
Okay. I agree. She's really good here.
Joan Chen in Dee Dee. Just another great coming of age story, just like My Old Ass, which will come up in a bit. Obviously plays the mother of our lead character, and talk about an unsung actress throughout her career who has always been good, always been solid. And I love the fact that she really got a chance to shine here. And then Michelle Austin from Hard Truths. There's another performance in that movie, obviously, that is getting a lot of deserved publicity. But I think in many ways, Michelle Austin kind of holds that movie together. She gets the less showy part in Hard Truths, and she kind of holds the space for everything that's going on, and just a really impactful performance.
Did you just say that she's holding space for that movie?
I know. I thought I
had to do it. I had to do it.
Well done.
And the last one I mentioned My Old Ass about 100 times. Aubrey Plaza in this movie has no right to be as good as she is. Like there are a lot of funny moments with Aubrey Plaza, and she plays those wonderfully. There's a moment at the end of this film that I did not know Aubrey Plaza had in her. There is a reconciliation moment, let's say, for the people who haven't seen it. And I was tearing up, and I was not expecting that in this movie. Even I was loving the movie all the way, blah, blah, blah. It was great, having a good time. And then that moment hit, and it kind of put it on another level for me. And it shows the power of small moments in cinema. Everything from both of these lead characters builds to this moment. And if Aubrey Plaza doesn't play it just right, the movie kind of falls apart. Like it doesn't work if she doesn't play this right. And she plays it perfectly. So it's like, sometimes it's not about a bunch of sequences that you remember. Sometimes it's just about a moment, and that's enough. So that's enough to get her the nomination. But my winner is Michelle Austin. Michelle Austin from Hard Truths.
That's a good pick. That's a very good pick. Yeah. No one's really going to think about that one aside from you. But it really is a very good pick because she has to be she has to be the as you said, she's kind of the nucleus of the movie. Without her, the movie kind of falls into this territory of just loud, abrasive noise.
Yeah. It's the only reason we care about the lead character is how she interacts with her. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Great stuff there. She almost made my 5 for the exact same reasons, but it just goes to show how competitive this category really is in many ways.
Wait, is this not objective truth? I thought everything I said was objective truth. Is that not,
no comment? No,
is that
comment.
Not how movies make
no
work?
comment. No comment.
If only.
Interesting. Yeah. A better world, but continue.
My 5 nominees are Adria Arjona for Hitman, Joan Chen for Dee Dee, Anjanou Ellis-Taylor for Nickel Boys. Just such a warm hug of a performance, literally.
Just right outside my top 5. It hurt.
Yeah, she's not in the movie a lot, but every time she's there, she really makes an impact.
It's impactful. Yeah.
I also have Natasha Lyonne for His Three Daughters.
Good pick.
And Usha Simkum for How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because that movie is so top of mind, Usha Simkum's getting my award for this one.
Nice.
Just the performance that moved me the most of these. It's certainly not the most challenging performance of the nominees I've listed here, but it is the one that moved me the most. And knowing that this is Seemkum's acting debut just adds something to this. She was a 78-year-old housewife before taking on this role.
That's crazy.
Such an incredible story, and just knowing her commitment to that and the fact that she delivered such a passionate performance here, I think is really great. So yeah, stuck with me for sure.
Yeah, I will say maybe it's not the most challenging of performances comparatively to others, but I don't want people listening to think that it is simple, because it's not. She is
it seems simple because it's effortless.
It is effortless. I agree. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to bring some clarity to it, because she has to brilliantly ride this line between showing that she is someone that is capable of doing things herself, and she doesn't have the closest of relationships with her grandson, and she is a little abrasive toward him at times. And also, she's extremely charming and funny. It is one of the funniest performances of the year. She brings some great levity to that film that I think is great. So to ride that line as impeccably as she does for a non-actor is truly something to behold.
Agreed.
It really is great. So for that reason, she's also nominated for me as well. I also have Usha Seemkum here as well. My other 4 nominees, I also have Joan Chen for Dee Dee. I have Natasha Lyonne for His Three Daughters. I have Anjanae Ellis-Taylor for Nickel Boys. Wow. And then my last nominee here, it is a little bit of a cheat, I'm willing to admit, but it's a little bit of that Colin Farrell thing we talked about a few years ago, with 2 great performances in After Yang and The Banshees of Inisherin, and it's kind of impossible to separate between the two, although you could pick one if you want to guess. But in that same spirit, my last nominee here is Aubrey Plaza for My Old Ass and Megalopolis. I think the work that she does this year is truly
so
great.
Different, which is so interesting.
Very different performances.
Yeah.
Very, very different performances. But I think, the work that she's doing in Megalopolis it was one of the more fun performances of the year. I love how committed and wild she is in that film. It is so diverting to watch. And then
it's the best performance in that movie.
Oh, I agree. Hands down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get to My Old Ass, and as funny as she is in that opening scene when she first comes on the screen, and the phone calls are really great as well, what she brings in that reunion scene at the end blew me away. Just incredible what she does there. It's a small, brief little moment, but the pathos she brings to it, it's phenomenal. Phenomenal work. So, Aubrey Plaza is really great. I had a tough time kind of separating them. So Aubrey Plaza is a nominee for me. I love all those. However, my winner here is Joan Chen and her work for Dee Dee. And I think what's really interesting, Dave, because you noted earlier that she's been this unsung actress in many regards, but now she gets this role where she can shine in. And I think the irony of that is that she's playing a character that is stuck in a thankless role.
Yeah.
That is kind of behind the scenes.
It's so meta. It's so perfect.
It is so meta. Wow. Because, her kids don't appreciate the sacrifices that she makes. She could have been this great artist. She wanted to be, as we see in the film. I mean, that scene when she submits a painting for the art competition and then gets rejected is so heartbreaking. The reaction she gives there is absolutely phenomenal.
And also seeing when someone's interested in her art and she just brightens for that moment, oh, you want to know? And who hasn't felt like that about their secret passions, that someone shows, if you meet a friend and they're like, oh, you do a podcast? That's interesting. You're like, yeah, let me talk your ear off for 4 hours about podcasting. It's we all fall into that.
Yeah. It's really great. I also think of that scene when Chris is yelling at her in front of his skateboarder friends there. It's the reaction shots in this film that she gives is absolutely incredible. And yet as the character, she's also able to demonstrate that her love for her kids never wavers, despite the little recognition that she gets for her sacrifices, especially since her husband is gone, as we find out in the film. So she is an unsung hero in that film. I do love the kind of meta component there regarding how the character is written for her. But man, does she shine. Absolutely. I think that's a great word to use for her. It is absolutely incredible. She's so good in that film. So Joan Chen, Dee Dee, my winner for Best Supporting Actress.
Love it.
Yeah. All right.